it so that people can see, like, this is the bigger screen?
Basically, everybody has to do that. Well, okay, so if I do that and...
España fue conquistado por los moros 1000 años y los moros tenían pelo así crespo.
There.
Oh.
Buenos dias, Priscilla.
My camera.
Oh, well, he's actually good evening. Buenas tardes.
Well, thank you. Buenas tardes, then.
Buenas tardes. Muy contenta de estar aquí. ¿Cómo están?
Okay, didn't get that.
How are you?
Very well.
Somewhere, Colin,
Yes.
in all the pictures, you're going to see my camera facing down on paper.
Oh, I did the wrong one. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll get the right one.
okay.
Yeah, okay, I'm going.
There's nothing like seeing yourself big on the computer.
Sorry.
I'm wearing funny glasses.
This is what they printed.
Okay, this will be easier for you to see.
The paper.
Okay, so I don't know if you all printed this out.
Yes, I printed. Ay, Dios mío, ¿qué hice yo el print?
Okay, I
Okay.
sent these. So they're just a sample of what you can use. I know some of you have emailed me this week and you have stamps and stuff. So you wouldn't need to use these, but to make cards at home, if you have nothing, I'm going to start with that. And then I'm going to show you how to make some different size cards. Now, these envelopes, the size of card you make depends on the envelopes you have at home to mail them. These are, like with all my card making, these are the standard ones, and they're 4 and a little more than 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. But you cannot buy these at the dollar store. You have to go to a special stationery store to get these. So these bigger envelopes you can buy at the dollar store, and these smaller envelopes you can buy at the dollar store. So I'm going to show you cards you can make to fit in these different envelopes that you can go and easily buy, because these standard ones you can't always get, but you might have at home. Okay, so we'll put those. So the easiest card to make is a piece of photocopy paper, and you just take your photocopy paper and you fold it in half. Just kind of line up the edges, fold it in half, and fold it in half again. So, and there you have a card. Now, this card fits in this envelope. And if you can't get these, in order to make your card fit into a smaller envelope, all you have to do is cut it off. Just draw a line with a ruler and cut it off. So, okay, so now we have this envelope, and I sent you these. So then you just got to decide what you're going to say, and you're just going to cut this out. So I thought mainly for church, we would do praying for you or thinking of you or hugs. And you can make your own sentiments on your computer if you have a computer and a printer. That's all I did was did this on my computer. So let's do praying for you, and I'm just going to cut that out. I'll cut it out in a square for now. If you want, you can draw lines around, which will make it easier for you. I'm just going to do it kind of for the sake of time. So now I've got praying for you, and I don't know, we could put a butterfly on that or a Bible. So let's just pick the Bible. I'm not going to cut the Bible in a square. I'm going to cut around the Bible, just leaving a little bit of space so that it makes kind of a shape. Okay, so now I've got the Bible and I've got the praying for you. So see, those kind of take up the front of your card. I might trim this. Now, if you wanted to get a little fancier, you could leave your Bible, but if you wanted to, you could take another color of cardstock. Oh, this is photocopy paper. I have a couple colors. Put that down and then cut around that just to make an extra layer. That just gives your card, this isn't very straight, but it gives you an idea of what you can do at home. Okay, so now you see I've got a little bit of yellow around this, and I've got my Bible, which can go up there. So then all you have to do is take your glue and just glue that. So when you're making cards and they're going to go into an envelope, you kind of want to get your glue as close to the edge as you can. So I've got a little extra there. We'll just move it. Okay, so then we'll put that down. And I mean, for me, when I'm making cards, all I try and do is line it up so it's even here and even from both sides. So it doesn't, you know, when you send a card, people are just going to love getting a card. And it doesn't really matter if everything's perfect. Okay, so I'm going to put the praying for you down there. And then I'm going to glue the Bible down. Okay, now all you have to do is you could color your Bible. You wouldn't have to, but let me see if I took, I mean, these are just use, I could have gotten my grandchildren's crayons, but I have these right beside my desk. So if you have felt pens, then you could just color this just to give it a bit more pizzazz. There we go. A little bit of color. Felt pens are kind of nice on paper because they're a little brighter, but you can use pencil crayons or anything. And then if I wanted this to be a bit matchy, I could take the yellow and just color down here. There. See, and even that's enough. You could color more if you wanted, but there you have a nice card. And then on the inside, you could pick a Bible verse, because we're sending these to each other at church, and just write your Bible verse on this side, and then write your message on this side to whomever you're sending this to. So there's one way. That's the easiest way to make a card. I thought if you were working with children and you wanted your children to make cards, you can just use construction paper. Construction paper is bigger than photocopy paper, but I figured out how you could make it, because most everyone has these long envelopes at home, and if you can't get the other regular envelopes, everyone has these usually. So to make a card with your construction paper, we're just going to fold it in half. And then I'm just going to cut it right along that edge. So if I cut that off, then I've got two pieces. So this fits in the long envelope. So if you're going to make that kind of card, then you could just fold it in half. Now, okay, so now you've got a card. It's a bit long, so if you wanted, you could cut it off, because it doesn't really matter if it's exactly. And then you just do the same thing. So if I wanted, let me see. This one's a bit bigger, so maybe I'll use this flower image. So I'm just going to cut around this flower image. So whatever image you've got, you can also use like stickers. I found these. One year I made my sister a bunch of cards because she likes these minions. So, I mean, you can also stick these on there. So let's see. Oh, here, sending you a smile. So we'll just cut that out. Now, whatever you've got, oh, we need that a bit. I'm gonna have to trim this right to the, okay, so we can glue that there. And then, I don't know about you, but these always make a smile. So then, in fact, I'm gonna put that in the middle, put that up there, glue this in the middle. So, and then I could put the flowers down here, or I could stick another one of these minions. So then you just glue this here and color it again. I don't think you need to watch me color. Probably none of us need lessons in coloring. So you can make a longer card. That way, that will go in a longer envelope. Just, I did this because I thought not very many people would have this size envelope at home. So that shows you that. And then the other kind of envelope you can get at the dollar store are these shorter ones. Now, what did I do? I'm gonna have to clean off my desk. Okay. So these shorter ones, they're not as long as these long ones, and you can buy these quite cheaply at the dollar store. So to make a card to go in one of these, it just needs to be a 6-inch square of paper. So if I were to make this, we'll use some more of this yellow. It needs to be 6 inches. There's my pencil. So I'm just going to mark it 6 inches, and it's 6 inches square. So 6 inches that way. So I'm just going to mark that. And then it needs to be 6 inches this way. So I'll just mark it that way, draw a line. So if you have just this kind of paper at home, I mean, you could do this with photocopy paper, any color, or you could do it with construction paper. Now, you can go to Michael's and get cardstock. I have a company that I order cardstock from. Anyway, so that's where I get mine, but you can go to Michael's. So then you've got a six inch square. Just fold it in half, and these envelopes you can buy at the dollar store, so that will fit just nicely inside there. Now, I thought, so again, you can just cut out some pieces and put it on here. Now, I thought, I got this card in the mail. If you get cards, you can also just cut them up. So use the file I sent you. Oh, I didn't even realize this was on the back. So this could use about a 3-inch piece. Okay, so I'm going to cut this. I'm going to put a line on here, 2.5 inches. And I'm just going to draw a line there. So use your old cards, use stickers, use the file I sent. Sometimes at this time of year, You can get like seed magazines that have pretty pictures of flowers on them. Just use those. Okay, so see, this covers the whole thing. I can glue that on there. Okay. So I can glue that. Now, because this kind of looks nice like this, I'm going to cut. Now, I didn't know what kind of sentiments you would like, so I did put a happy birthday or a praying for you that's kind of longer for this kind of card. So maybe we'll just put praying for you. Okay, then you can just put that in the middle. So these are simpler cards, but anybody can make these. And anybody would be happy when I get cards in the mail. I just love it. Okay, so there we go. And then you just have to open it and write on the inside. And then these, I forget how many you get at the dollar store, but you can make your cards and they can fit in there. Okay, now the other way to make a card is if you get card stock at Michael's, and I only had one request for a kit. So I still have paper. The company that I buy my stuff from, they retire a color every year. And this is a retiring one. So I have lots of this if you would like it to make some more cards. Anyway, with this, you just chop it in half. And when you chop it in half, all the cards we make, you get a piece that's 5.5. Sorry, now I've forgotten. Yeah, 5.5 by 8.5. And you just fold that in half. So now I just thought I'd show you something a little different. Any paper you get that you fold in half, then you can take another piece of paper. So let's just put this white one. So when you're making cards, and if you want to make it a little bit fancier with more layers, all you do is cut a piece a little bit smaller. So this card is 4.25 by 5.5. This piece is 4 inches by 5.25, and it fits just nicely on there. Then if you have any wrapping paper at home, we're going to turn these into presents, and you turn them. So this is just a square scrap of paper, another square scrap of paper, and then I'm going to cut. So this is just a thin strip of paper. I'm just going to cut it the same length as the squares. And actually, if it's a bit longer, so then if you wanted to make a birthday card for someone, just take these squares of paper, glue these strips on there. Now see, I've made them too long, but it doesn't matter. So I'm just going to cut them off. There we go. And you've got one that looks like a present. So, and then I've got some dark blue for this one. Oops. So we'll just do that. Now I dropped one. There we go. And just glue this on here. Trim that off. Oh, that's not sticking very well, that glue. If you have white glue, it might be better to do this with white glue. Okay, now I've got 2 presents. There we go, they stick on there, and then I just need to cut out happy birthday. Put that on there. And if you had, now I think I forgot. Oh, here, I'll just use this. Okay, if you have yarn, you can use yarn, but I could just make a bow, and I have to use my daughter makes bows without using anything, but I have to, if you can just tie a little bow. There we go. See, most of you will be able to tie a bow, but I've never been able to do it without this little doodad. I probably learned to tie my shoes later too, I don't know. And then just stick a little bow on top of your presents, and then it looks like happy birthday. So you can do that as well. And then if you have wrapping paper at home, you can get a little fancier yet. So I have this paper, but you could use wrapping paper. So this again is the same size as the other piece. It's just 5.5. When you fold it, it's 4 1/4. So then you cut a piece of paper, and you could write this down if you need to help you remember. The next piece that goes on top is just 4 inches by 5 1/4. Then this piece is 1/4 of an inch less, and you could do this at home with wrapping paper. This is 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. So it's just 1/4 of an inch less all the time. Then you just take your sentiment. So let's just use hugs. Now, you could use a square. I was going to show you what else. I left lots of space here. I'm just going to use this because I've got this on my table. So take something round, trace it. Trace it, and then you can cut it out as a circle. So it's just something different. Then just cut it out as a circle. I hope you can't really see that pencil line. It gets hard at night, and I've got lots of lights on here. Okay. See, and then this card is good enough. Just the way it is. If I wanted to, where did that flower go? These little flowers, you could cut this smaller. So let's just cut this flower out. I mean, or you could draw an ice cream cone or whatever matches your wrapping paper. There, and you could just draw something or cut something else out, put it around your circle, and there you've got a nice card to send someone. Or even these, this one, I got all these off Free Christian Clip Art, I think is what I Googled, because you have to be careful with copyright. So I mean, even this in a circle, if I traced a circle on this and cut it out, even that would work. And then you could color these things in. So that is all I had. I thought when I started to put it together, I thought, oh, you just can't buy these envelopes everywhere. You can buy them at Staples, but they're a little bit expensive. A friend of mine and I used to go to the States every once in a while because at Joann's, you can get them cheaper. So if you like making your own cards, that's where you can buy them cheaper. And then I thought, well, then I'd just show you some cards with paper you had at home that you could fit into these envelopes that you can buy at the dollar store. I don't know why they sell these other ones, but they don't. Anyway, so I hope that's helpful. I hope it's given you lots of ideas and you send lots of cards to each other. So that was it. I hope that was helpful. Looks like Rebecca and Pastor Colin have made cards.
We're trying to, you're pretty fast there, Shanda, know what you're doing. Our creativity, creativity takes a fair bit more time to get going.
Okay. Should we?
Fantastic, great ideas.
Can you tell us who you want the cards made for in the first, like this for this weekend? You want some, right? So
No, no, this is just to hand out to whoever you would like, whoever you encourage. So it's not.
Oh, right. It's not for the kids
It's
then.
not for the kids. No, I mean, if you'd like to make one for the kid, a child, that's great. But I figured children may not necessarily like the hand cards as much as somebody who's more mature.
Okay, I see. I wasn't sure. I thought it was all
Yeah,
about.
for sure.
Okay.
That's great, Dorothy.
Thank you.
I'm going to remove you from Spotlight now.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Shanda. I'm gonna go and join my other Bible study.
Okay. Okay.
That was great.
Well, I
Thanks,
hope
bye.
it was helpful.
Great ideas. Thank
It
you.
was.
I learned a
Thank you.
lot.
Yeah.
I haven't got
Yeah.
my stamping stuff out for years.
Yeah, people could
Yeah,
show.
it's spread all over the table
Great.
now. I've got a little piglet one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
I got lots.
I adapted some of my failures of painting ideas,
Good idea.
cut out nice portions.
Well, we could show each other some of the cards we have made.
Well, that's the one I made, and then I'm leaving.
Oh,
that's
very good.
nice.
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
I'm going to
that's
put
fine.
Piglet on a card, but I'm just coloring him in. Coloring all sorts of things in here.
Bye. See you later.
Bye.
Thanks.
What was I going to ask? Oh, one thing that I use instead of glue is double-sided tape,
Yes. Yeah, you can get that at the dollar store too.
just for the corners. That's,
Yeah.
or photographs I often use, actually. All of those things are good.
Well, I wasn't sure what people would have at home.
No, it depends what you have.
Yeah.
Wrapping paper is great. I love that idea with the little, you know,
Yeah,
the
well,
bow
it's
and everything.
it's easy enough to, I could quickly show how to use the double-sided tape. Just let me grab a roll. You can buy this at the dollar store and it's great too. And it sticks way better than glue. So
Yeah, but
maybe I'll make another card and I'll use,
I can't see your hands.
oh, they're gone.
I can't see your hands either way.
Colin, can you put my phone back as the,
Still here. My dad just stepped away. Hold on. I don't know how to put you on spot. Whatever it's called.
yeah,
Okay.
spotlight. Yeah, that's okay. I'm not really sure. Mine has,
I don't know how to do that quite yet.
Oh, there,
there.
it's fixed.
Okay, so with this tape, and you can buy this in the craft section, Dollarama, I think it's thicker. I think Dollar Tree has this size. So to use this stuff, let's see, I'm gonna cut, I got this card, and I'm just gonna cut this out. And then I'm going to fold another piece of paper. Okay, that will look nice on there. Maybe I'll just trim this down a little bit more. just so it fits there. Okay, now to use this double-sided tape, so this side is kind of laminated and then this side is really sticky. So you just stick the sticky part down and press it down really well, and you can just rip it and then do it on each corner. So just rip that. And so you just keep ripping it, holding it. Now I put my thumb here to put it down because sometimes it moves and then it goes where you don't want it. So see, I just rip it. It's really easy. And then give it a good smush down. Just get, and then you just take it and with your fingernail, peel off that layer. And then you can see the adhesive is there. So you just pick it. And if it doesn't come right off for you, sometimes the whole thing lifts. Just press it down again really good. And then you should be able to lift that off. So the trick is with this double-sided tape is to make sure you've pressed it down really good. Okay, so here I've got a cross here, and I'll put that down. Then I'll do this a little slower. I'm used to doing videos where people aren't making cards with me. I'm just showing them how to do it. So sorry if I went too fast. So we'll do another one here. I'll do my thinking of you. I think I'll trim that a little bit better. Just cut it off there.
Shanda, will that sticky tape hold a piece of material on?
Yes, I think so. It's pretty sticky stuff. Now, the other thing I was going to tell you when you're using it. Yeah. Okay, let me show you with this. So I'm going to smush it down really good so it's really stuck on. This tape is much stickier. See, if you use your glue stick, you're going to have a minute, and if you got it on really crooked, you're going to be able to straighten it out. But with this stuff, you want to hold it, kind of get over your card, look where you want it, because once you put this down, there's no lifting it off.
Right.
So then kind of put it down where you want it. There we go. And then for the inside of the card, see, and I was kind of thinking I would just show you how, and then you could take your time at home and put your cards together. So I'm just gonna outline this with my scissors. You could cut it out as a circle. And if you have a computer at home, just look up Christian, I think it was clip art, because or you can print off color pictures off your computer too. So then I'm going to glue this to the inside of the card. And I think I'll just use my glue stick for that. These are going to take a little more coloring. So I have a gray. I'll just color this sword gray. There. Maybe I'll just color this whole thing there. So, I mean, then you just color it. And maybe you're not like me. I was a primary teacher for 33 years and I've always enjoyed coloring. So anyway, if you don't like coloring, then find, there were lots of color images on the computer. And you just search for free images because the word free means they're not copyrighted in any way and you don't have to worry about using them. So that's that. Are there any questions or anything else you wanted to?
We also got a laptop and the desk.
Mm. Oh, good.
Could put something inside here. There we go. They sure don't make glue and construction paper like they used to.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, when I started teaching in, I think it was 1978, the construction paper was as thick as the cardstock that I use now. Now the construction paper is almost like, it's not quite as flimsy as this, but they sure are making it a lot cheaper. And glue sticks the same.
So
They
it
don't-
dries out after a while and then it falls off.
Yeah, it's not as sticky as it used to be.
Hmm.
So even with those things that I sent in that file, you can make a nice card or a note to send to someone.
That looks awesome.
Yeah, these are what you can do with what you have at home.
Much cheaper than buying cards, that's for sure. I never buy, well, hardly ever buy cards now. It's just the stamp that cost a bomb.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the other thing, is they've gotten really expensive stamps. And don't ever go and buy, I think I took about 6 letters to mail last week and I forgot to put a stamp on one. So I buy my stamps at Costco because they're a little cheaper that way, but I forgot one and it was $1.14 with tax to buy one
stamp. Yeah.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
But
in cards, when people get cards from me, they see this. I don't write on the card. I put a note paper inside. And then the card can be reused. And I like to find art cards and things like that, right? So sometimes people like to mount them, but
yeah, in my crafting company now, we do that too. When we send a card to each other, we put a Post-it note inside so they can take the card and use it again.
That's cool.
Yeah. It just gave me an idea though. If you were, if a person want to invite people over for coffee, I just realized I could use coffee filters, the Melita ones. You could make something quite interesting on a coffee filter, right? And say, come on over for coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we're allowed to, that'll be nice. You can send me one.
Okay, because that's what I want to have a coffee party or something, right?
Ooh.
So that I could use a Melita because they're shaped like that triangle, right?
Perfect.
Okay, I am going to take myself off the phone. Okay, where's my, there. Now, if we could just see each other, that would be good.
Oops.
I'm going to turn mine into gallery view.
Yeah, gallery.
Oh, where'd I go?
Top right.
Now I can see you, Nelda. I couldn't see you before.
Oh, okay. Well, I lost everybody. I occasionally, I don't know. There. Now I can see you.
Okay,
Oh, there. Now I got everybody.
I have to take there. I have to leave the meeting on my phone. There.
The thing with getting into something like this, you start hoarding pieces of paper and
Oh,
pictures and
you should see my drawers. I got just tons of stuff from scrapbooking for years, 20 years or more.
Yeah.
It's like, I could use this, but I don't have time. But I've got some of it out right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I save calendar images, pictures, from the old calendars.
Mhm.
And if you have a picnic outside or something at a patio, you can use them for a placemat, things like that.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I should probably introduce myself.
Yes, please do. We're waiting for you to do that.
Yeah,
Because you're
I'm
not
very
Laura.
Yes, I'm kind of shy. I'm a new person to your church. I just joined a couple of weeks ago, and this kind of interested me to learn about card making. I do a little bit myself with what's called Cricut, but I always like to learn new ways of doing things. So I thought that I would hop on and kind of say hello and
Yeah.
Awesome.
learn. But yeah, generally I am pretty shy. So.
But your
It
name
takes-
is it Laura? Is
It
your name
is.
Laura? Oh,
It is.
okay. I was thinking of somebody else when I saw Laura Scott there. So
Hmm.
I knew you didn't look like her though. So I was confused.
No. Mhm.
Welcome.
Yeah,
Oh,
Laura-
that's great that you joined in.
Absolutely,
thank you.
Laura, welcome, and it's great to see you too, Priscilla. Rebecca and I are signing off, but Shanda, I left you as host, so you can.
Okay.
Leaves, it'll be over. Okay.
Okay.
Good, great meeting you all. Good.
Thanks.
You
Bye,
too.
Rebecca.
Bye. Bye, Rebecca.
Bye.
So we can visit and make cards.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Laura, I guess if
Your
you're new,
Cricut.
do you have a church directory?
I don't know.
Okay, you can have my phone number if you want to talk to anybody
Oh.
from the church.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I talked to someone named Carly once.
Carla, she's our admin secretary.
Oh, yes. Okay, yeah, I would totally like to do that.
Let's-
Hold on just a
Let's give you some connections, right?
Okay.
Okay, my name is Nelda,
Yeah.
604
Mm-hmm.
583
Mm-hmm.
0619.
Okay.
Now I have it's a home phone. And if the
Mhm.
number comes up and I don't recognize it, like with a name, then I don't answer, but just leave a message and I'll
Okay.
get back to you, okay? So it's
Okay,
not a
cool.
cell
That's
phone, so I'm in and out of the
No.
house, okay? But you're welcome
Okay.
to call.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we were in a church. My mom has also joined. We were in a church for a long time, but some things have changed since COVID. So we were kind of looking for a place that was more familiar with the way that we feel about things. So
Okay. Have you watched some of our services?
I have, yes.
Oh,
I've
good.
been watching them since before Easter. So yeah, no, we watched quite a few, and my mom did some research online to kind of find a place that she saw kind of envisioned what we had
Mhm.
before. So yeah,
Cool.
No,
Now,
that's
were
good.
you on Facebook? Did you put a prayer request on Facebook?
was, yes. I have a
Yeah,
lot
okay.
of, I do, yeah. So I have a lot of anxiety, and I have been having some panic attacks quite often lately.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, no, I guess COVID kind of took a little bit more. I work in a job where I work at a supermarket, so I'm in the pandemic all the time. So for a while, I was really, really good, but as of late, I've had to kind of step back and realize that I can't do what I used to do, and that I have to, I've forgotten to rely on the Lord for a lot of the things that I need, and I had to kind of get a reset and reminded of what's important.
Well,
But yes, I did, and I'm very thankful for all the prayers and meeting the people on there, because
that's where
it's
I
been
recognize your
really
name
nice.
from. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
where I saw that. So yeah, cool. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm glad you joined in. That's great.
Yeah, like I say, I'm usually pretty shy, so this was a kind of an easier way to meet people
Yeah.
rather
Yeah,
than just
sure.
walking up. And of course, right now we can't really meet in services and stuff
No,
like
I'm
that.
afraid not.
I'm looking forward to being able to do that soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are too.
What is your
Mhm.
mom's name?
Oh, my mom's name is Linda.
Linda.
And yeah, she reached out actually to the pastor and talked to him quite a bit. So
Yeah. Okay.
Excellent.
Is it the same
Yeah.
last name?
no, her last name is actually Rutledge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna write
So-
that down.
Before I go, I would like to ask you a question, girls.
Yes.
Yeah, so these cards gotta be ready for Sunday, right? And we gotta go to church and give it to Carla, I guess.
Well, I asked that question and no, it's not necessary. It's not needed for the kids. So they're just, it's ideas. So you can make cards for anyone you want to give them to.
Yeah.
Oh, so I don't have to give it to the church.
No, I
Mm.
thought at first that's what it was for, but no.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see, because it was, Pastor Colin explained that there are 41 between, this is what I understood anyway, between
I know.
children and youth, right?
Mhm.
That it was going to be given to youth and children to let them know that they are appreciated.
No, see, I think he's doing two different things. I think the youth thing, they wanted balloons and things to hand out little gifts to give the children, but
Yeah.
that's separate. This, I think his idea is that we will make cards and send each other cards in the church, because there's lots of people who aren't feeling connected, sort of.
Mhm.
Okay, okay. So this
But
is,
then, well, he needs to keep track of that a little bit because you wouldn't want one person to get 10 cards and then another not to get any.
Yeah, I don't know how you
Well,
though.
yeah.
I would think we each know different people.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
Priscilla,
maybe.
did you get the package?
Sorry,
Priscilla.
Priscilla.
yes, yes. I got the kit today at church. Carla gave it to me.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So, but I'm still a little bit confused. So I gotta give it personally to the person knocking at the door, or just leave it, I guess, at the mailbox because of COVID. So that would be best to do. Like, or what is the idea? Or I give it to church and the person goes there to pick it through Carla, or how it goes.
Well, you'd have to ask Carla because I don't know what she gave you and I don't know about the package. So,
Oh, well, it's just a kit with some photocopies of beautiful, exactly what Shanda
Yes.
has there. Yes, with
oh,
beautiful thoughts and some beautiful drawings.
If I had, I'm going to interrupt for a minute. I can see what's happened. Firstly, I think it was the sermon, it was on one of the visuals that Pastor Colin had said, said to the church, reach out and send cards to each other. Then in one of his emails, it had two sections in it. And they were meant to be separate events. So the first one, he talked about the kids were doing things for, etc. And then the second thing was Shanda hosting a card night just so we could have fellowship at the same time making cards.
Oh,
Okay. And then Shanda, I believe, correct me, Shanda, I believe had a kit for Priscilla. Did you not? Just for Priscilla to do the card night?
And Priscilla has it.
Yeah.
yes, I have it right here with
Right.
me. Because
And
I like to
Ah.
do things. Yeah, I like craft.
Yeah.
right.
And so for me, when I read that, I said, oh, what a good way to show love. This is great. And I got motivated. So I got to be there to learn how to do cars. Wow, right? With an expert sounds great. And so, yeah, it has been really, really good for me to be here and to see you all. It's very nice. Yeah, this COVID is really, oh my goodness.
Oh,
I know.
Oh yeah, even me, I'm a happy spirit. Most of the time, I gotta sincerely work it out on me just to keep my spirit up because it's too much.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's too much. I gotta work it out every single day. So God, please give me courage to keep myself happy because this is, even one of my very best friends died, and he only got 50 years because of
Oh my
COVID.
goodness. Really? Oh dear.
Yeah, one of my best friends back in my original country. We were very good friends since childhood.
Oh,
Yeah, he has some underlying physical condition. So probably for that reason, he couldn't make it.
Where are you from, Priscilla?
Costa Rica.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
wow. Yeah,
So
that-
anyway, I cannot visit my parents because of COVID. I was planning to go in summertime, and I'm going to get my first shot until next Wednesday.
Mhm.
And then my second shot until September. So
I
no way
know.
to visit my country until I get 2 shots because my parents are
Mhm.
80 years old.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
my mom is 94 on Monday, and I haven't seen her for, well, in September it'll be 2 years. So I want to go to England as soon as I can. But like you, I have to wait 4 months. We all have to wait 4 months for the
Yes,
second.
4 months. Why it's so long? That's
It
not my
might be less. It's so that more people get vaccinated with the first shot, and after 3 weeks, you've got to, you wouldn't get as sick if you did catch COVID. So I can see that, but it does delay travel for those of us who want to go somewhere.
At least you can get your shot on Wednesday, though. That's great. I actually finally get my first shot on Sunday, so it's nice to know that we're all starting to see people
Yes,
with the
that's
first shot.
good.
Yeah,
And Laura, has your mom had her shot?
Oh yes, yeah.
Good.
She had her shot last Friday, and she actually reacted a little bit stronger than we thought she was going to.
Oh.
But we're told that the stronger reaction, probably her immunity will be better. So
Yes.
I've heard that. I hope so, because I've had a pretty good reaction to it too.
Oh no.
And you did too, didn't you, Nelda?
Yeah, and I didn't realize it was until I spoke to someone in our church yesterday, and
Oh,
she
yeah.
was very sick for 2 weeks.
Who is that?
Wow.
That was Pat Hogevin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so she was talking about it. So I said to her, well, I had my shot about 8-9 days ago, and then I said, but I had this weird headache, like an ice cream when you freeze your head. Oh man, I'm not kidding. For 2 to 3 days, off and on. I thought, and then I thought, I must have a sinus infection. And then day before yesterday, this is a little gross, but I felt like throwing up all day.
Oh.
And I thought, what is going on? It didn't even dawn on me because I thought, it's that length of time. And I was kind of warm, right? And so I laid down and I napped for a couple of days. I did that. So when I told her that, she said, oh, that's part of the symptoms. And she herself had to do a survey. So I didn't realize it was. So I guess we all have varying degrees. So I'm glad to have my vaccine. I'm just really happy.
Me too.
Yeah.
You know what it could mean? I listened to a doctor from England, and he says if you get a bit of a reaction, it could be that you've already had COVID.
Oh,
You know, not noticeably maybe, but it could be that, and so your body kind of recognizes it, but for some reason, I don't know why it makes it your reaction more, but
Well, you know, I have an auntie, 85-year-old in Costa Rica. She got it and she didn't have any symptom at all. No symptom.
Yeah.
But her daughter got it, her son got it, and both went to the hospital. They went even in intensive care, and thanks God they came out of there alive. They're both alive. But the funny thing is, thanks God they're alive, but my auntie didn't have absolutely nothing, not even sneezes, nothing. Not even chills. And she turned out to be positive.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing, isn't it? Well,
It is really interesting.
It is interesting. It's weird.
So while other people are being killed by this battle, others are just fine, like my auntie.
Yeah.
Interesting, an 85-year-old woman.
Yeah.
It shows you why we have to be careful in distance from each other. And as you were saying, Celia, I have been suspicious, to tell you the truth, and I got really sick with a flu about January or February, and then in March or April they announced this COVID thing, right? And I had a horrible flu, and I thought, what is
last year?
And they hadn't talked about COVID yet, right? So so a little part of me thinks, oh, possible. Who knows?
Yeah, it is. It is. Who knows? And there hasn't been much flu at all this year. They can hardly count the numbers. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
We've got this one instead.
So Laura, where does your mom live?
Oh, my mom lives with me.
Oh, okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Good for you.
So she's nice to have around.
That's
but it's been a real blessing to have her living with me, and we take care of each other, and it's quite nice because I'm single and so is she. So it's just we make our own family.
Oh, nice.
Are you in Newton? Somewhere in Newton?
I am. Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, not too far from the church, actually.
Oh, that's helpful.
Then not too far from me either, because I live right behind the church.
Okay, I'm
Oh, interesting.
across and down, I guess would probably be the easiest way.
Down the
Okay.
hill, yeah.
Mhm.
Well, when this is over, we can get together and make cards.
Yes,
Yeah.
I would totally
and-
love to do that. We
Yeah.
all can. Yeah, I'm ready to get together and do things.
Oh.
I
It's
love to
been-
do things too. I'm a crafty person.
Yeah,
Mhm.
oh, that's great. I didn't know that before, Priscilla.
Oh, I do paper flowers and very beautiful.
Ooh.
Just
do you?
one. It's all what I know, just one, but I do it very nice.
Oh, I bet.
Mhm.
Oh, that's awesome.
I would like to increase my knowledge, but I need help sincerely. Yeah.
Mm.
Mhm.
Have you been able to work at all during COVID, Priscilla, or are you?
No, my work is suspended. It's sad.
Oh
Yeah.
dear,
Mm.
yeah. So,
It's
but
sad.
your son has been going to school?
Yes, he told me because he had the option at the beginning of September either to go in person or online. I said, Mom, I'm a people person. I don't want to be online. So Joshua, I believe in Psalm 91. You do your best to
Yeah.
protect yourself, sanitizing your
Mhm.
hands and
Right.
keeping the mask on and keep distance. And God will be with you. God will protect you. And this is my
Okay.
fully belief. I believe in
That's
angels. I
good.
believe God is with me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes.
So he's doing all right. What grade
Yeah,
is he in
he's
now?
fine. He's fine. He's taller than me now.
Oh, really?
You
Oh, we
haven't
haven't
seen him, Celia. He doesn't look
ages.
like Joshua no more. He's just a beautiful young man, very handsome.
What grade is he in?
He's in the first year, 8.
Oh my.
Mhm.
Yeah, in
He's in
Frankfurt.
high school. Oh, no wonder he's taller than you then. Oh my goodness.
Yes, a little taller than me, like 2 fingers, right? A little
Wow.
taller, and he's only 13.
Wow.
Mm.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see everyone again. My goodness.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, I miss church very badly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I think at least we have soon, right? And we listen to the beautiful
Mhm.
songs, and we listen to Pastor Amber, Pastor Colin. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
Laura, are
Mhm.
you on Sunday there's church service, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And then afterwards is a coffee.
Mhm.
Hello. Are you
Lobby time.
lobby
Yeah.
time? Thank you. So when do you get the emails for the sermon?
I do. Yeah.
Okay, well, keep reading it. And then there's another Zoomy thing
Mhm.
for coffee, for talking.
Mhm.
What
Okay.
am I, whatever Celia said. Okay.
Mhm.
Lobby.
Lobby.
Because usually we have coffee in the lobby. So we're calling it lobby time when we
There.
can yak a little bit together and say hello. So if
Okay,
you're brave
sure. Yeah.
enough,
No.
we can
Mhm.
introduce you and say we got to know
Okay.
you a little bit. Yeah, so it's
That would be
usually at
great.
11:30.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
I'm
you're-
off work for another 2 weeks, so that'll make it quite simple.
Right.
Priscilla, I don't think you've been on that lobby thing, have you? Or
No.
you
no.
mean after the service?
yes.
Yes.
Yes. I stayed there a little while, but not longer because
Oh.
at the time I was with Andy. Now we broke, but Andy all the time is on a rush. So
Oh.
I always told him, no, Andy, why you need to be in a rush? Let's just stay. I like socializing. I like to meet people. I'm a very
Sunday.
Mhm.
always in a rush. So I was there just like 5 minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why we didn't see you.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Well,
Very,
Laura,
very short.
I've been at that church maybe a year. Yeah, a year at
Mhm.
least.
¿Dónde va, mi amor?
And so Shanda and I are
Valdila.
newer at that church.
Okay.
So
No se
then
queda dormir
COVID
ahí.
happened and
No
we
se
didn't
queda
know
dormir.
all the
No,
faces.
no se queda dormir.
Mhm.
And so now
Ah,
with
bueno, es que no-
Zoom, we can get to learn the
Mira es.
faces, right?
The
Yeah,
names.
that's
Yeah,
nice.
it's really
A las
handy. The
8.
names are there.
Yeah, so if
Mhm.
you come
Tiene
in
que estar
on the
aquí
Zoom, then you can get to meet
9:30,
faces.
9:30.
Yeah. No, I'm looking
Okay.
forward to it. It's
¿Y
nice
a
to
qué
be
va a
able
ir?
to talk and meet with people again.
Yeah. I'm very quiet too, but I really liked the Zoom because I
Mhm.
found I've gotten to know people there that I didn't meet in the lobby before when we were meeting at
Mm.
church.
Yeah.
So
And you
Okay.
kind of, it's nice because you can actually focus on them and their names there, so you can't
Yeah.
forget their name right away.
Yes.
So.
That's right. Oh,
But I miss so much because when we first went, when Shanda and I first attended that church, Shanda
Mhm.
invited me because she lives behind and she had gone. And
Mhm.
then they are so wonderful and welcoming, all of them are, and they're
Mhm.
kind and they believe in God.
Mhm.
And immediately they included us and would invite us for lunch. we'd go to the night and day or something. It was very, very nice. And I really missed that.
Yeah. Well, I just thought it was wonderful when my mom posted for the prayer request and everybody was all over that. Like that really touched me to know that like perfect strangers cared about how I was feeling. So as soon as that happened, I was really like, yes, this is a place that I want to get to know and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well,
because it's hard. I'm not one to kind of be out there and talk about myself about that kind of situation, but I've had to learn through this that I have to be more open and honest about these kinds of things because I'm not the only one that's suffering with them. And if I could help somebody else that is having the same situation, then that's why I need to do this. So.
Yeah.
And you aren't alone with it. We, my son has anxiety and it affected his university career. And it's, you can look fine and okay, but inside you have all this turmoil.
Yeah, for me, it was so silly because in university, that's when I first had it as well. And I kind of, it was a different reason then. I was trying to work as well. And I was trying to do all this stuff and I just overloaded myself. But this time it kind of creeped up on me because I was trying to hold it together for everybody else. And I was trying to do too many things in my life, trying to spread myself into many places I didn't really need to. So now I've had to learn to take a step back and go, no, actually, you can only do 2 things in a day. You can't do 6. So,
you know, that's a hard thing to learn. We've all of us here have been working in our lives and what have you. And without detail, you know, taking too long on detail. Recently, there's this situation in my life and I was going crazy. And so a few months ago, as I'm going crazy, I realized that I had surrendered to Christ and asked him into my life. But I realized I didn't surrender my problems.
No,
I kept trying to fix them. And so that day I said to him, I'm sorry. I just realized that I want to do everything myself. And okay, I can't do it here. You do it. Kind of like that, right? Do you know what? It's been better ever since.
Yeah, no, I do, and then I want to take it back. I'm like, oh, maybe if I could just, and I'm like, stop taking it back. It would be so much easier.
You can learn, you'll learn in time. We talk about that in our Bible studies with the home groups. It's not just you, it's all of us.
No, it's all of us.
Yeah.
But when we leave things, our burden at the foot of the cross, then, and you do have to keep doing it, or even if you're having to forgive yourself for something, if it comes back, eventually it'll get easier and it'll be longer between each time, you know. But I do love that verse that's where Jesus says, apart from me, you can do nothing. So that's in John 15, abide in me and I will abide in you. Apart from me, you can do nothing. So yeah, we have to recognize that really we need him to be doing things through us, you know, or else we're draining our own energies and then,
definitely.
It's funny. Been done, but it is a spiritual exercise to say, okay, Jesus, I need you. Through me, and
for me it's a daily thing I'm having in the morning, just reminding myself that I need to give him the anxiety. I need to give this stuff to him over and over again until I forget to take it back.
There you go.
And it'll happen. Don't worry, it'll happen.
Oh no, I know. He has healed me in so many other ways, in my life. Bad habits I had, he was able to just take away from me with no problems and stuff like that. So he's been there, and I have to remind myself that he's going to do everything. I just have to. My patience isn't always perfect, but but it's just nice.
I gotta go, girls. I gotta go. No, thank you for being here with me tonight. I appreciated the class and your company, and hopefully this COVID goes away soon and we see each other as church.
Okay, yeah, we will. Take care. Say hi to Josh.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See you soon. No, I must say, Laura, I appreciate the people I've met at Newton Fellowship.
Mhm.
They've been very kind to me, and I watch and I listen and I'm learning, and I'm
Mhm.
seeing people, they can speak about scripture, but they actually act it out.
Mhm. That's important.
Yes, and so I'm seeing some behaviors that are nicer than what I've experienced, and I look at it, I go, wow, look at how that person is, and it makes, and then I go, why? And then you think of scripture, and
Mhm.
it sounds silly, but it's
Yeah.
a learning thing till the day I die. So I'm
Mhm.
so looking forward that we will get to know you better.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to, really. Like, I'm really appreciative of all you ladies sitting here and talking to me, because like I say, before I came on here, I was really apprehensive. I was a little nervous.
Oh.
And now I know that it was the perfect decision to make, and that it was a decision that was correct.
Awesome.
So
That's great. I mean,
yeah.
a church, if individually we're not living Christ's love towards one another and accepting one another, the church isn't going to be good at that. But if individually we do that and accept one another and express Christ's love that way, then the whole body really benefits. And I think I've been there a little longer than Nelda and Shanda, but we love having new people, and
and it really shows. My mom and I, over the last year, we've tried a couple churches, and it was just amazing to go from one church where it was like they really wanted to see you to another church where they were like, oh, hi.
Yeah,
nice
you
to
can
see
tell.
You.
It's I mean, we are smaller, but I guess that's
helps.
Okay. But,
Sometimes
it can be good.
Right, you really get to know people, and you get to understand, and you get to share a lot easier than if you're in a large group and you don't know everybody.
Yeah.
And it just takes time, and you build trust, and
and
you'll find those that you connect with well. Gotta hope for your mom too.
Oh yes, she's much more outgoing than I. Yeah, she's already talked with the pastor, and she's already she's very happy, and she's very enjoying what the services are, and really getting into different ones and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm usually the one that's I hang back a little bit, but she's very, very well, she grew up in the church. Her father was a minister, as was my other grandfather. So
there you go.
I find I listen to Pastor Colin, and so many times I've been so amazed, because he brings the scripture into the real life. And I know that's God. That's not just him. I know that.
Oh yes.
Yeah. But it's really helped me a great deal. And I too was looking to where you hear the word, right? And plus there's just that acceptance, that caring that's genuine there.
Yeah. And you need that. I mean, you don't want to go to a church and feel like you're just standing and you're not really participating.
No, that's no fun.
I'll never forget the first times I was coming, Paul
Davis.
Thank you. He made sure every time I came in, he knew my name right off the bat. And I never remember names. I'm awful. But he zeroes in on you right away, and he welcomes you. And that really stuck with me.
Yeah, really.
I mean, everybody's like that, but I mean, he really does that, right?
Good.
Well, I am going to make my exit. Unfortunately, I have some other things to do. I would love to stay and chat, but thank you guys. You really made me feel welcome, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys on Sunday.
Yeah.
And doing that, and I'll see if I can get my mom to be on the coffee thing too.
Good.
You can meet her as well.
All right. Great to meet you, Laura.
Yes,
Bye,
very
Laura.
nice to meet you. Bye. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
I'm going to have to delve into that Facebook stuff and figure out how to use Facebook. And you said, Shanda, that I can limit how many are on it or something.
Yeah, because you choose your friends or whatever. So there are groups you can belong to. So we all belong to the Newton Fellowship group.
Yeah.
And that's how we get those prayer requests. They come in our feed.
Yeah, because I'm sort of out of the loop from that sort of thing.
Oh, I see. So yes, you haven't been on Facebook. I find I only really stay in touch for the ones from, the prayer requests that are put on the Newton Fellowship site. Other stuff, I haven't looked at it for a couple of days, and it's like a bit boring, some of the stuff that people post, but
Yes.
you don't have to look at.
No, you can scroll through that fairly fast.
Yeah.
Yes, you can, honestly. Yeah. But
because I just wanted to keep in touch with the prayer thing and or church thing.
Yeah,
yes,
when she
absolutely. So are you on Facebook at all or not?
Well, I have, someone set me up once and it's there, but I don't know my passwords and things. So I guess I just have to tackle
you
it.
could reset the
reset.
password, as long as you know which email you used, I think.
I don't, but hopefully I used what I have.
Just try one, and if one doesn't work and you have another one, try another one, and then try reset, and
just play around with it.
Yeah, and then I don't know.
Well, what happened was this friend was over and she was trying to help me clean up my computer a bit, and then she's in the room, and then she's, oh, I just put you on Facebook, and I'm going, this was some years ago. No,
Really?
no, I don't want to be on there.
Yeah,
Well, I tried to get myself off and everything, and
no, you can delete yourself, but if you want to read the messages from church,
yeah, I'll have to. Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
well,
I'm out of touch.
yeah. Yeah, actually somebody, one of the, there used to be a prayer chain, which when I was working at the church, I managed that.
Oh.
But it sort of stopped, but partly because Facebook was a place everyone was sharing, and then I retired. That would be, is that 3 or 4 years? 4 years ago in past March. And so I think everything's been going on Facebook, but somebody asked me recently, is the prayer chain still up and running? And I said, well, I don't have a list. I don't know who, I don't have it on my home computer. It was from work, right? So I don't know, because there are people that are not on Facebook who would want to know the prayer requests. I know for sure, I can think of 3 people immediately, but I'm not sure where that's going. But I mean, I'll think of you if it comes up and happens, then obviously you might be interested. I'm sure it'll be, we'll ask on an email who wants to be on it. But
well, it's a way of keeping in touch with what's happening to people, so that you can have understanding and what have you when things are going on, right?
Well, like Pat, we should have been praying for Pat, but my goodness.
I said to her when I talked to her, I wish she had called me, and I didn't call her. I don't call her often because I don't want to bother people. But I said to her she could have called me and I would have brought her a meal or something. She said, no, she was fine, but still. Just so you know, people are cared about, right?
Well, even to pray for each other is.
I suppose some people have been in groups on Zoom, and you were on, you did the course with Pastor Colin, Nelda, didn't you?
Yes.
I did the 1 and 2 Peter ones last year, but I haven't clicked into a group since then. How about you, Shanda? Are you with a Bible study group or not?
Yeah, Nelda and I go to the same Bible study group, and I did Pastor Collins too.
Okay.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I've been on Pastor Anba's on Wednesday, the international one.
That has grown.
Yeah.
It never used to be international.
Yeah, he's got, he talked about his university. He's, and also you can contribute. Is it the university or something? Anyways, yes, because people can go to that university, or I think it's online, and then it costs about $100 for them to sign up. And so he just mentioned that people could contribute if they wanted to, or what have you. But so it sounds like a big thing he's setting up, but or has set up. But where he did First John, I think it's John that we were in. James we were in.
Oh yeah. Oh, good.
There's people from India and Sri Lanka places, and Washington State and Toronto.
Okay, really?
Yeah.
My goodness. Do you, so there's not much time to share anything?
No, there is beforehand because he gives it a fair length of time for people to get signed in because it's different times all over the world. that people are
Different
clicking
time
in.
zones, yeah.
Different one pastor, it's 1 a.m. in the morning where he is in India or something. And
Oh, good grief.
yeah.
Actually, there's an interesting thing just coming up. I don't know if you've ever heard of John Stott, but he was a widely known British preacher and traveled evangelist. And on Tuesday, it's the 100th anniversary of his birth. He's the reason that I met my husband. And in fact, he married us. And so anyway, there's all these special Thanksgiving service and then other updates on happening over the next few days and week. And some things are at 3 a.m. and I'm hoping to get on one that's at 8 a.m. rather than 3 a.m. But yeah, it's going to be wonderful. He set up some organizations that are functioning around the world to strengthen the church in the non-Western world. They call it. He called it the majority world, and it's pretty interesting stuff actually. So
I've been reading David Jeremiah's book. Someone has given to me, and he gives you quotations from people and tells stories, and he lists all these names. And I guess if you've been around the church for a long time, you recognize the names. But it shows you that God does sure give some people incredible talents to reach the world.
Well, and the vision for this, he was a single man, he never married, and his energies were poured into teaching and building up pastors and theologians and young people and conversions. He preached at a lot of university missions early on. And he got known Australia, North America. He went to Urbana, which is a missions conference that happened every 3 years, maybe still does in the States. And he just got known over the years so well. And then he wrote a lot of books and Bible commentaries as well. So he's really biblical. He had very good, clear teaching from the Bible. And that's why I'm so, like I need the Bible. If I'm going to say anything about my faith, I hope I can point you to the verse, right?
Well, I've noticed that, and you're right on top of it. And
well, yeah, sometimes it gets drummed into you, and but yeah, we're going to be celebrating John Stott's centenary. I can.
How do you spell his last name?
S-T-O-T-T.
That's what I thought. That name rings a bell. John Stott.
Yeah, I could send.
Google
Actually,
him.
if you just Google John Stott 100 years, you should get to the johnstott.org. It's in England, so some of the time frames are not great, but there is one thing that we're going to catch at 11 o'clock on Monday, but you have to register, but it's free, but anyway, it'll be interesting because they'll tell you what they are going to talk about is the work of the Langham Partnership, which he set up and has grown over the years. If you don't mind me telling, I can tell you about it, but it could be boring. But no, it's not.
No, I'm interested. How about you,
Shanda? Sorry, we've got away from cards.
It's all right.
No, okay, yeah. So the Langham Partnership, it does 3 things. They provide scholarships for theologians who want to get a PhD and study at the top level, say in a theological college in the West, mostly, but not only. But so they do their PhDs and they go back to their own countries, and then they are able to teach others in their theological colleges. And it's just to make sure that they stay evangelical or based on the Bible and not sort of veering liberal. That's the point, is that they are biblically based courses that they would take. So that's one thing, the scholars, Langham scholars. And last year, 14 of them graduated and went back to their respective countries. And we're talking Africa, many countries in Africa, Australia, well, not Australia, that's the Western world, Eastern Europe, Indonesia, you name it, South America, Mexico. And then another area is preaching seminars. So around the world in over 100 countries, they are teaching young pastors how to preach a good biblical sermon.
Okay.
From the Bible.
And not
and make it relevant.
Yeah.
And then once there's a good ball rolling in the country, then the local people take over, and then they'll get together for 5 days once a year for 3 years. And I think they work on how to develop a sermon, and then they have to preach back to each other, and then they have support groups after that to help them with their preaching. And I've read lots of stories about, they find these support groups amazing. And for the first time, they're not just pulling ideas out of nowhere, they're preaching from the word, and God is speaking to them, and God is speaking to their congregations. And some of them have very small libraries. So that's the other thing that Langham does, Langham Literature, is that they supply books for pastors to be able to build a bit of a library to study from the word, study in the word. And yeah, so they are printing and translating good solid books that may have been written in the West, but not all. But so there's a bunch of different ways that they're working.
I'm going to look at that, because my concern is I do see, I feel that people sort of go off on a tangent into reading these other books that are written that are not the Bible.
Yeah, you got to discern if they're talking about spiritual things, where are they getting their ideas from? Is it the Bible, or
is it in their own head?
Would it stack up? And yeah, I mean, as we grow, we discern better. But yep, some ideas are a bit wacky, to be quite honest. So it depends what you're reading. But yeah, anyway, that's roughly what they're doing.
Yeah, I'll look into that. So Shanda is probably still making cards. She makes cards. She multitasks.
Yeah. Well, I'm sort of coloring on and off, and we'll see what I'm going to do. Yeah, sorry, go on.
I was writing some cards to mail while I watched cards being made.
Oh, good for you.
I got focused. I thought, okay, I kept going to write these cards and I didn't. So I was writing them while you were teaching them.
Oh, good.
I didn't understand that that's what he wanted, for us to make cards together.
Yeah.
I thought I was just supposed to show.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. No, what you did was good, because there's such, it's nice and simple, and it's quick to put together, right? And some people probably haven't done that.
No, and it's with what they have at home.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. No, that's perfect.
And also it did serve a purpose of people communicating.
Yes.
And we did get to visit, like that was nice with Laura.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now I know who they are. So
yeah, exactly.
It sure highlights that you can have 1,000-person church. And I don't mean, I'm not meaning it critically, but in a critical way, but here we are, we connect with one person, and that's good to even connect with the one person.
Oh, exactly.
And then with her mom in behind the scenes, and with Priscilla, I hadn't spoken to Priscilla before.
No, neither had I. I'd wondered how she was doing as well. So it was really cool. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. Huh. Yeah.
Well, I am looking forward to where we can get together and have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee together. I'm so grateful just to have that time.
I know. Wouldn't that be nice?
Oh, yes.
Oh, boy. So you both got your first shots, right?
Yes.
Me too. Yeah.
did you have any side effects from it?
Not yet. No, it was last Sunday. One or two friends have said they had side effects a week later. So I don't. That sounded a little odd to me. But,
well, Pat said that the survey she took, they said it can be 7 to 9 days later that you notice.
Well, there you go. So then I'm not out of the woods yet.
No, and that's what I said, is that I said, well, then maybe that's what was wrong with me, because when I was nauseous, it was like, whoa, where'd this come from?
Yeah, really, you're not thinking it would be that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I wasn't,
so
but headaches and fever and, but
wow.
anyway, it's just good to be.
In our
Vaccinated.
home group, Debbie and Ken Thorburn,
Yep.
they've lost a close friend.
Oh, have they?
Yeah.
Well, her mother died, you know.
Yeah, her
That's
mom
not-
died. And then he said in the home group that somebody, a family, and the mom and dad, the husband and wife, he was 47. He got COVID and someone else, I think, in the family did. And he's home and he went to bed, I guess, or was in bed and he died in his sleep.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Do you know Bob Shelton? Did you ever meet him, Nelda, at Cochrane?
I don't think so.
Oh, because he's in the Southern Baptist Convention and he is in the hospital with COVID. And see, they have that on Facebook.
Okay.
Because he's hooked up to oxygen and everything.
I may have, he wasn't on the board, I don't think, but sometimes I'd meet teachers there and what have you.
Yeah. No, he's the church planting director.
Okay. There was a different fellow on the board at that time, then he resigned from, okay. Yes.
Where is he based?
Not having,
Mm.
sorry, not having Facebook. See, that's where I'm missing out. Sorry. Sorry, Celia.
No, I was just asking, where is this chap based? Is he in the States or
Alberta?
Canada? Oh, Alberta.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, it's pretty serious in Alberta right now.
Yeah.
And it could get that way here. Dear, if they do. But I bumped into a friend who's a nurse today, and I mean, we're all going, why on earth haven't they stopped the flights from India?
Yeah.
But she said to me, well, you know what? That variant would get here anyway, because if they stop flights into Canada, they'll fly into the States and drive over the border. And it's a bit of a it's a loophole, right? So, you know, it'll get here some way or other anyway.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, people just need to stay home, but
well, quite.
That's not happening, believe me.
no. I have all your stuff ready, Nelda. Can I drop it off tomorrow? Your casserole dish and your...
Oh yeah, sure. And did Sarah try the chicken yet? What was that? What did I give her?
No,
Chicken
she's
and rice.
eating toast.
Oh, still okay.
Yeah. So
Well,
she's
I'm glad
a little bit.
she didn't get to taste the meatloaf, did she? But I'm glad Steve liked the meatloaf.
Yeah. Yeah, and the kids did too.
Good. I made a dish tonight. It's a good thing I just feed myself. I actually quite like it, and it was quite creative. And it's
what was it?
Well, it's quite creative. I took finely diced carrots, onions, and celeries, and had them on a slow saute. Multiple types of spices and herbs and thyme, and then I had a pepper jelly that was sweet as well. So I mixed that in. And then I don't know, that's how I cook. And then I threw something else in. And then I didn't want to use bread, but I had some breadcrumbs to use up. So I threw that in and I did it all in a 12-inch cast iron pan. So then I took boneless chicken and I did a quick sear on either side. And I know there's other stuff in that. Oh, Dijon mustard, Worcester sauce.
Worcester sauce.
Yeah,
Worcester.
Yeah, is that how you say it? Worcester?
Yes. No, Worcester.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. It
I've
looks
always
like
wondered.
Worcester.
And then I threw the chicken on top and I put it in the oven for an hour.
Oh yeah.
And then I took that pepper jelly and just did a glaze on top.
Oh my
It
goodness.
was nice.
Sounds all right. That's pretty creative. But you'd never be able to repeat it.
No, my daughter used to get so frustrated.
How did you make that, Mom?
Yeah, and I then an hour later, oh yeah, you have to add this, this, and this.
Oh yeah, that's great. Wow. So Shanda, your daughter's having surgery in May.
Well, it's been canceled now due to COVID because
shoot.
the Surrey hospital is.
Yeah, they're in pretty bad straits there. Oh,
Yeah. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. So we just have
postponed though, hopefully just postponed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how the nurses and doctors haven't collapsed.
I know, it's pretty crazy, isn't it?
You know, when this settles down, they should be given an extra 6 weeks holidays with pay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should.
And that's why I do get frustrated when the people around that are not listening, and yet they'll expect that nurse or doctor there if they're sick.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, that's human nature.
Yeah. Hey, Zachary.
Hey, Zachary,
Hello.
you gonna let me see your shining face?
Here, come stand beside me there.
Hi, Zachary.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Glad Mom's home, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That's what Mom says.
Oh, okay.
What's Mom say?
Thank you for taking the girls.
Oh, this is her thank you. It's miso broth.
Oh, I was just studying up on miso, where you could buy. I want to find a good Japanese grocery store or something.
You can get it at the organic grocer. They have miso.
Broth.
Well, it's real stuff. This is powdered stuff.
It's spice. It's spice for broth.
Well, it's organic miso powder.
Okay, because there's all different kinds of miso. What are the ingredients in it?
Inactive nutritional yeast, B12, B6, thiamine, pantothenic acid, zinc, chives, garlic, nori, seaweed, spices, and white pepper.
Okay, yeah, miso, the advantage to miso is the B12 complex. Very good for you for that, plus the fermentation. But I've been watching a cooking show. It's called Something with the Chef, but it's done in Japan. And they show it is in English, but they show all these neat ingredients. So I've got to find a place because I want to have daily a miso soup where you throw the spinach and lettuce and everything in.
Well, you can buy miso paste because I bought it at the organic grocer, and I used to throw it in a certain soup I made.
Yeah, I have miso paste. I have the brown one, but I'm looking for the white one. Like there's different kinds, right?
Yeah.
And then there were some other things, and me playing with food. Like I said, I'm only feeding me, so if it doesn't taste good, I eat it anyways.
Yeah.
I don't waste it.
So, if you're looking for vitamin B complex and yeast extract, you could try Marmite.
Yes, I've heard of that.
I grew up on it. Most people don't like it if they don't grow up on it, but it's I can't live without it. So
I
but you put it on very thin, so it's not like you use gobs of it anyway. But yeah, on toast.
I watched in English a lot of cooking shows, and one of them was from England. Jamie Oliver.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he talked about the Marmite, and he said either you like it or you don't.
Yeah, you like it or hate it. So you can get it at Safeway or any British stores. There's one along 72nd there, and there's one in Langley, Black Pudding, where I go. But I usually bring it back, a big pot this size, which cost the same as the little pot here.
Oh.
But of course, well, we've still got some, but I need to go to England soon. Like, get my Marmite.
See your mom. What's Marmite made from?
Marmite is a yeast extract.
Okay.
With a lot of vitamin B, but who knows exactly what's in there. I mean, it's this sticky paste. You could use it to stick your cards, the bits.
So it's a fermented, like a fermented product, probably.
No, I don't think it is. It's you can spread it. It has some vegetable extract in it as well, but who knows how they make it? I have no idea.
Yeah, my brother likes it.
How did he get a hold of it?
British genes in him then, maybe.
We used to eat it when we were little.
Okay. You have British in your background. Yeah, sandwiches, yeah.
Yeah.
Goes well with cheese. I had some with cheese and crackers today. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Well, I think I'm going to have to go, so I'm going to.
Yes, I've got an email to send to Europe, so I gotta go stop the coloring and but I've enjoyed chatting with you ladies. So
Yeah, it
nice.
was
Thank
nice.
you.
Yeah, it was great.
It was, and tomorrow, have you got any idea what time, Shanda?
Say 1 o'clock.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Drop it off. Okay.
Yep.
Right.
Bye,
ladies.
Celia.
Take care. Bye.
Okay, I guess if I